Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. First up is that Shazam trailer is coming out tomorrow, or by the time you see this, it might have already come out. But if you haven't seen, or you're watching this right now before it drops, there has been a little like 20-second TV spot, a really short spot that actually came out for Shazam. And there's a lot of stuff in there, but nothing new except this one bit, this really funny one bit where he takes off into the sky, goes through a building. He's trying to jump the whole building, but he doesn't quite make it. And he says, I'm sorry. That part, I was laughing. I was rolling. And I thought that was really clever and really funny. A little bit about, Superman, a little bit about Superman where, leaps in a single bound over tall buildings in a single bound. Doesn't quite make it, so it's kind of funny. And I'm getting the feeling the trailer will be something really different from what the leaked one that came out. So looking forward to that, to see what comes up with that. But Shazam, I think you can kind of find it on Twitter. I'm not sure if you can find it on YouTube. I was trying to find it again. I couldn't quite get it. But there is like a 20-second spot. But you know what? Just wait for the full trailer. It's coming out. It's like 2 minutes, I think. And so looking forward to that, to see what's up with that. Now, I want to go into a little bit about this comic book debate. Now, the Ferrucci brothers had done a podcast on their comic book debate channel, and they were able to interview for the second time Clay Enos, the photographer of a lot of Zack Snyder's films. And he recently just finished Wonder Woman 1984. What a great guy and very down to earth. And so they were really gracious, were able to get actually an interview with him. And he mentioned a bunch of things about. And I encourage you. I'm going to link the podcast in the description below from the YouTube video. So I encourage you to check that out, listen to that. Lots of different things. But I want to cue in on a lot of things where a lot of you are probably interested in is the Snyder Cut of Justice League, right? And so. I'm going to read this to you. He discussed about if the Snyder Cut would come out. And he doesn't know, but he's trying to think about the possibilities of it. So he says this. Just the logistics of that are really difficult. What is it? Is it a different theatrical release? What does that mean for royalty checks for the 200 actors that participated in it? It is just a complete mess on so many fronts. My observation is that this business makes anything like that incredibly unlikely and complicated. That said, if there's a sufficient box office allure, they'll figure it out. There's probably something pretty close to ready out there. Throw around 20 or 30 million in, and you could maybe see hundreds come from it. It's a hard one. There's a massive financial consequences to do something like that. And as of a kind of support towards Zack Snyder, he said that if that not releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League may go down in history as a wrong that can be righted. He says this is going to go down in film history as some sort of terrible wrong that can be righted. But what culture has to emerge for that to happen is something we need to work towards. We need to prioritize this sort of auteur filmmaker world. All of us need to support films that have the auteur marks on them. Let's gradually work towards where the bottom line and the box office isn't the headline. So that's exactly what it is. This is the Snyder Cut. The release of Snyder Cut hashtag seems to be a lot more than what people are asking. And there are some people who are like, they just want to see a different take on it. But for a lot of us in the movement, it means a lot more. And he says this, don't let it go. This release the hashtag should live, and it should stand for something more than just a constant herd, but should be a rallying cry to support better films and to support films that have story of independent artistic priorities. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse there. This is all somewhat uncomfortable because, a friend of mine's film got butchered, and he's talking about Zack Snyder's film. It got butchered in those respects, and this is all news already. We all know about this. We're all past the point of this. We're at the point where we need Hollywood. We need Warner Brothers to right this wrong. Exactly what Clay Enos says. And I believe there is a huge chance that could happen. I believe the opportunity is there. I believe the numbers is there. I believe the interest is there, and it's getting bigger and bigger every single day, and that's what we want to see of this. Now, when he gets into how this distribution is going down, he says this. Support films that hold these same ideals. Imagine the marketplace that just want to see films that the directors work so hard to create and the distribution systems honor that vision. If the world opens up and becomes that, AT&T is going to wake up one day and be like, we have one of those. So that's just saying that there is a chance that it's just sitting there, literally, with not too much, a little bit more invested into it to be able to get something really good. And if, like I said, DCEU, Walter Amada, Kevin Sujihara, whoever, Toby Emmerich is saying that this is a director-driven studio. And that's what we want to do. With director-driven films, you literally have one right there. It may not be in your offices and things, but it is ready to be worked on. If you allow Zack Snyder to work on it, or finance, or whatever condition it is, and like I said, Clay Enos must not know either how much more it takes, but there is something there that could be released, and that is the symbolism of the director-driven film. So I'm hopeful that the way he's saying this is that's a lot on the Warner Brothers mind as well, at least the new leadership that is there, and they're just trying to find a way to release it, when to release it, and how to release it. There's different things like that. With that being said, we are literally like 20 something days away from Zack Snyder's director's cut events, and being that Zack Snyder is going to be open in the public, pretty much for anybody who buys a ticket and goes to this event, he is going to get asked. And just recently today, I found out there's about 20 plus of us going amongst others, and there is definitely going to get asked. It's definitely going to come up. I don't think it should come up during the Dawn of the Dead event or Watchmen event. It probably will come up in the Batman v Superman event, and hopefully after Batman v Superman, not before, just so that we can get, because that event's about Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, and the sequel conversation is going to come up. So it's going to happen. No, I don't mean he's going to announce the Snyder Cut, but he's going to have to address it. This is it. This is when he's going to address it. We don't have to wait to San Diego Comic-Con to see what happens or whatever things. It's going to happen literally 20-something days. Zack Snyder is probably going to address it. And we may or may not like what we hear. But from judging from Clay Enos right now, and until Zack Snyder tells us to stop, we have to keep on going. But we'll find out in 20-something days. I think the answer will be there in the Art Center auditorium that holds about like 450 people, according to that website. And I don't know if 450 people are going, but I'm just saying there's 450 seats. And Zack Snyder will possibly tell us then if the Snyder Cut is happening or not. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.